Hello and welcome back to the 10th episode of the Casual Crowd podcast. You may notice something a little bit different about that one. Seeing as it's a special occasion, I thought I'd treat you to a bit of eye candy. It's Reuben the Dude!
Hey!
Hello everybody!
It is me, finally, in the flesh.
Wow,
and I hope I look
today,
as
Reuben.
handsome as I sound.
You are, yeah. Do you reckon anyone's ever wanked over this podcast?
I know I have. You
Yeah.
can't tell, but I have 5 hands.
And they would be able to see us because this is our first visual podcast,
It
isn't
is.
it?
And
Yeah.
if you are wondering, because of COVID, we are in the time of COVID, everybody on set has in fact tested today at some point, and we are all negative. Yeah, and as you can see, there's someone missing, but don't worry, we're going to have some special guests.
Yeah, we're going to have several guests actually today, including a few fan favourites.
Indeed.
Which we're going to get back on the podcast. I'm really excited. It's going to be a really good podcast. It's been a really long time since.
It bloody has.
You think back to, I think the first public episode that's up now is the How Big Is Gandalf's Staff one.
Now that's
A classic, and we'll get to that. But it's been well over a year since we first started the podcast, hasn't it?
It's been a while, but it feels good. It feels
crazy.
good. I feel this year is
Yeah.
going to be great. I mean, you showed me a statistical graph. Well, graphs are statistical. You know, you showed me a graph yesterday. Showed our views over time, and it went up, down, down, down.
There was a lot of down, actually.
There was a lot of down, actually. But now, the last 2-3 episodes seems to have peaked a lot, and it seems to not be coming down any. It's like NFTs. They just keep going up and up and up, and down and down and down. But at the minute, you know, like the Bored Apes, we're going up. We're all sorted.
Precisely,
so,
yeah. And thank you so much for kind of being here with us today.
Yeah.
Obviously, it means a huge amount whenever you do listen to us, and we really appreciate it. I guess for our first topic, we thought, you know what, as a general theme of today's podcast, we've been going a while now, we've been going over a year, and we haven't had a Twitter scandal yet, Reuben.
I think it's about time, to be honest.
It is, which is why today's podcast is just going to be, dedicated to getting us cancelled. We're going to do everything in our power to try and get cancelled today. So we've got our first segment. If we just reach down here and very unprofessionally open up my topics on the phone, this is what you get with this podcast. I've selected 3 out of context quotes from Rubes the Doobs. And I'm going to give them to Reuben, and without knowing which podcast they're from, he doesn't know what quotes I'm going to use. He's going to try and defend himself. He's going to explain where these quotes came from. And Reuben, I believe you've got the same.
I was going to say, I'm loading them right now. I have 3 quotes from you, in which you are unable to realise.
I'm
which
very
podcast
nervous
they are
for this.
from.
I have no idea which quotes he's got, but they were laughing at them earlier, which makes me
I mean, I was laughing at them
nervous.
because they were just so out of nowhere. I remember talking about it, and then I just saw the notifications.
Yeah. Oh,
So go on, I'm prepared for my embarrassment.
Right, shall we begin?
Yeah, we should begin.
Okay, first up, quite recent, we've got, hey, I like boobies. Can you explain, Reuben? Was that just a thought off your top of your head? No, it's just a fact, really, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's a fact. No, but I feel like I know where that's from, so I will explain.
Oh, go on.
I mean, it does what it says on the tin, the quote, but you know what I mean? It's I believe we were reading out. It was our last podcast. We were reading out
actually,
some.
with Darcy, you should check that
Darcy,
out.
we were reading some creepy Yubo messages, and in fact, that was one of them. And I'm leaving it at that because they were just too weird. And if you really want to turn,
it was actually you that sent the message to Darcy. Would you like to go for the?
So yeah, I've got a few. I mean, these aren't too bad. I'm just pouring with sick, sultry rage. What does that mean exactly? And what?
My general state of being, really, to be honest with you. No, I believe that was actually from an absolutely fuming.
Oh, now
we'll get into later.
We will
get
into
a fan favourite podcast segment. Yeah, just kind of describing my general state of just oozing. Shall I go for your next one?
Yeah, go on. I'm ready for this embarrassment.
I might do 2 for you. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Next up, we've got. I want a big, sexy gamer girl.
No.
To sit on my face.
Okay, right. Again, these are
just
really...
a statement of fact.
These are so bad. And I'm looking over there, the directors are in. I'm telling you, it's their fault. They got these disgusting quotes. Okay, so I'm blaming the inventors and the programmers and the coders of Yubo for allowing themselves to make such a disgusting app. Yubo, what is wrong with you? It's just a paedophile ring app. I'm not even joking. But I'm saying, we read out creepy messages on Yubo in last podcast with Darcy, and That was one of them, and I'm not going to repeat it because it does scare me.
Yeah, most of these are just quotes from that podcast.
It was a really cursed podcast. You've got a warning.
I had to. Yeah.
It was one of those times where it was one of the general ones you wouldn't want to listen in the car with your parents.
Yeah. Okay. How good is my third one? Because I've got quite a good one to finish on.
It's okay, so I think I'll read this one out.
Yeah.
Right. So this one is, it was one of the bumpiest trains I've ever been on. Now that can mean a lot of things, but Phil, I know you quite well, so go on. What exactly was the meaning of that one?
I'm pretty sure that was actually the origin of toilet talk.
Okay.
It was from How Big Is Gandalf's Staff? I think we're talking about having a piss on a train.
Oh God.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever had a piss.
I've had quite a few pisses on
awful,
trains.
isn't it? It's like trying to aim while under fire.
To be fair, yeah, it's like no man's land.
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember I was on there recently. I was heading my dad's and I had my suitcase.
Yeah, and you had to get your dad to hold it for
you. No, I was going to my dad's.
Go give me a hand, mate.
I pulled my suitcase into the cubicle, shut the door, and then it wouldn't lock. So halfway through pissing, it just opened. So I was really freaking out. So I just kind of shut it when it wasn't supposed to. No one was there, thankfully. Yeah. I locked it and I heard the clunk. So I was like, right, it's locked now. Carried on and everything's gone well. And then I tried to flush it. Train went over something and I flew and hit the sink. But I'm alright, if everyone's wondering. But yeah, well, it was a bumpy train ride. So go on, I'm prepared.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
My final one.
We're going to finish with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Reuben, a while ago now, you said, a great piece of advice here. You've got to be gentle with the way of the anus.
Oh, it's true, really. Come on. You've got to be. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a fragile area of the body.
It is.
I mean, I genuinely cannot remember the context of that, and I'm sure now you're all wondering what the hell is wrong with these two. If this is the first one you're seeing, which shouldn't be, but if it is, what the hell are these two geezers? Well, we're just great in every way, however.
And we care a lot about anal hygiene.
Exactly.
So if anyone sees me keep looking over here, the door's kind of rattling. I'm very nervous that there's just people outside listening.
Yeah, they've got the cup on the door and everything. So yeah. But I mean, they were the 3 quotes for you, and they were the 3 quotes for me. I can't explain the last one, but it's just a bit of advice. Just general. Really, I mean, come on, guys.
And I appreciate that. I think next up we've got probably the most exciting bit. But we're about to peak for our listeners at home.
Yeah, we are actually.
Because we've prepared 4 guests. We've put them together this morning.
We built them from scratch.
We did.
Lego instructions. It's like IKEA. We just bought them and now they're here.
Yeah.
So we have 4 guests.
And we're going to answer some controversial questions. So we're going to get a guest on. We're going to put some controversial questions to them. We're going to discuss. As soon as they say something racist, we kick them off, get the next one on.
But then again, Phil, why don't we ask them one more after they're racist, so then we definitely cancelled on Twitter? Because we need some controversy.
Desperately for the publicity.
Okay, so I think
we don't actually believe any of these.
We introduce our first guest, Mr. Lewis.
It's Lewis! Pop these on your bad boy.
I'm already in a deep hole because apparently I'm meant to be racist. But hello, it's my first time on the casual crowd.
Yeah.
So, hello, Phil's mum and dad, the only 2 viewers.
Right.
Hey, my nan watches this.
I did that. Okay, got 4.
Yeah. So we've got some questions.
Yeah, have you got them up on yours?
So there's the 3 main questions which we can ask, which are the very big ones at the top of everybody's list, and we've got some really random ones. So I don't know whether it's worth reading the 3 for everybody and have a really quick one, and then read one of the random ones. Or we just read absolutely everything.
I say we just do 3 each.
Okay, well, Lewis,
all our podcasts.
This is special, Lewis. You're going to get the top few, I think.
Oh,
so,
because you are quite special.
Number 1.
Probably.
Should the death penalty... the death penalty is sometimes justified.
Bloody hell, we're starting on a light note.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, Twitter, please, we're being horrible people.
Alright, so the death penalty. So
what do you think about it? Yes, no? Do you think it's a good thing?
I think if someone wakes up one day and decides, oh, hey, I'm going to go to a school and I'm going to shoot that school, shoot every single child in the head, then why would he be kept in jail? Why should he deserve to be kept in jail? Personally, obviously, I wish we lived in a world where we didn't kill people, but obviously, if there is somebody... You get the question like, would you go back in time to kill baby Hitler? That is basically the same as saying, would you allow the death penalty? If you are going to do something which will prevent thousands or millions of deaths, I would drop kick baby Hitler.
How would you do it? Describe it.
Just pick it up. Boom! You're gone. Yeah, he's going flying. You know, like, but you know, I think if the death penalty should be justified if they've done something really bad. But if they're like
if they've nonce baby Hitler.
Yeah.
Or
So Lewis, do you think you deserve the death penalty for that?
do I deserve the death penalty for potentially stopping World War II and World War One? I don't even think Hitler was. No,
Hitler was alive in World War One.
Yeah, I mean, would I deserve death for that? I think I would deserve a statue. I would be seen as
Killed baby Hitler and prevented World War Two.
Exactly.
Because you do love statues, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do. The mannequin challenge every day. Yeah, but like, it's like in Endgame when they said, "Oh, can we just go back and kill baby Thanos?" You know.
I remember
Why
that,
didn't they do that?
That's
That's
my
incredible.
favourite bit of the movie.
It's great. I think that. So
Yeah.
Phil,
And
what's-
Iron Man
you
just
know.
drop kicked him, didn't he? I seem to remember.
Ant-Man called up his ass and expanded it. That's the right way. And he
Oh,
said,
the
Phil,
baby.
yes, the baby. It's called malleable. Right. Phil,
Yeah.
what's your opinion on it? Do you think the death penalty is justified?
Okay. I'm going to be honest. I think just on a fundamental level, I kind of don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that a person should take another person's life away. I think that has an effect on a person. Also, kind of the main point for me is like you can never be 100. Well, I mean you can be 100% certain someone's committed a crime, but people are getting falsely charged with things all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think obviously it's not nice spending a life in prison, but just getting insta-killed, it's a bit worse.
Spawn killed you. Yeah.
That's my argument, mate. I don't think so personally.
I don't agree with the death penalty at all. Just, that's hands down for me.
Yeah.
I think you've got to appreciate how special life is. The chance of us being alive right here, right now, in this room together, talking is about 1 in 400 quadrillion, right? Or 40 quadrillion, right? And that is a very big number, which most people can't comprehend.
This is groundbreaking.
It is. It's incredible. And I think you've got to realise that why does someone, a life, have the right to take away someone else's life? I think that's the only argument I can say. I think, for example, Lewis, mate, if you did something disgusting like you caused some disgusting terrorist attack and you hurt many people, and you've killed a lot of people, you know, you've taken someone else's life away. Yeah. Do you now deserve your life taken away from you? I personally don't think so. I think just because you've done bad things and things doesn't mean you should be killed for it.
Maybe you actually have anything to confess to.
But that doesn't mean I don't think that you should be allowed in society anymore. I think you should be locked up away for the rest of your life. But you're still alive and you still have your life. You still have your rights. You are still there. I know, but that's just the way I think about it. But yeah,
I believe that like the death penalty is in some countries, isn't it?
Yeah, still.
Yeah. I do believe if you are going to be sentenced to life and death, you should have an option if you want to have a death sentence or not. Like, say you've just been given life in prison. You're having to go through the prison life, and you would just rather get it over and done with. Right. You can take yourself and have the death penalty, and like the least, have your last meal and take.
I agree actually.
That's interesting.
That makes a very good point. If you give someone the choice of death penalty or life in prison, what would they take?
Because
okay, yeah.
I would not want to be in prison. That's the thing. I would never want to do anything which would get me in prison because I've heard prison stories. I've watched Orange is the New Black.
Oh God.
I do not want.
So I know everything about prison.
I've
watched that movie twice.
Anyway, look, the thing is, let's move on now. I think that was quite a deep question. So we've got 3 very deep questions. So I'll leave the rest for the others. So we'll go. So now, Lewis, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I think I might have to start this one first. I don't think so. I think a hot dog is its own special category of food. Yes, it's between 2 buns, but if you think about it...
Is a burger a sandwich?
No, a burger's a burger.
But in America, they call it a sandwich.
Oh, fuck, do they? Fucking Americans, mate.
Ooh.
Anyway, what I'm thinking... Oh, God, what?
It's like...
Beef patty? Anyone want a beef patty sandwich? No, I want a burger, mate.
They call it a burger, but it's like...
A burger, yeah.
Try the Popeyes chicken sandwich, dude.
Oh, yeah, they do call it a sandwich. Fucking weirdos, right.
No,
I think a hot dog is its own special item of food. Like... You know when you cut a piece of bread in half?
It should have its own
place. It's in half. There's air between it. But if you cut a hot dog, you don't cut it all the way through unless it's an accident. You have a little slit and it sits in there. Then you do your little sauces and then you gobble it whole like a glizzy sandwich. You know, it's a glizzy, isn't it? It is a glizzy. I think it's a hot dog is a glizzy and a burger is a burger. I think we should leave it at that. So Phil, Lewis, sorry, what do you think?
It's kind of like a baguette, isn't it? If you cut open a baguette and you put some stuff in, like a bit of cheese.
You're actually right. It is a baguette.
But like, would you call the baguette a sandwich?
I mean, no,
also-
I think baguette's a type of bread, though. It's different from the actual item of food. I think it's just because it's so renowned. I think everyone calls it either a sandwich or a baguette.
Because hot dog, you get a hot dog bun, and you put your hot dog in it.
Mm.
So it's in the bun, but then you can have like bread in a bun and make it a sandwich. It's a very,
It's a bit of a strange one. So, Phil, what's your opinion, Phil? I'm curious.
That's a tough one. It is a I guess we got to take things back to basics. We've got to say, what is the fundamental definition of a sandwich?
Go on.
Like on a scientific level.
I guess the fundamentals for me would be bread. And items contained on that piece of bread. Food items contained within 2 pieces of bread. Sliced bread contained. I think that is the fundamental of a sandwich, and I don't think we can go any more than that. I mean,
So by that definition, is it not a sandwich?
no, because I think, personally, bread. Sandwiches are cut in half. They're 2 separate objects.
Okay.
But if you get, let's say you fold.
So a burger's a sandwich.
No, right. Okay, let's move on. I'm
I'm
done with that point. Okay, is cereal another one? Is cereal a soup?
No.
I don't know because you
Think about it
you
though.
can say a lot of things soup. Like, will you say ramen noodles is soup? If you eat it with a spoon.
Doesn't soup tend to be water based though? Whereas, like, you know.
I mean, if you put water in cereal, I mean, then it's.
Should we do that on the podcast?
What cereal?
I
water?
see soup as like a warm something. Warm.
Yeah, no, I
I
agree.
don't like soup.
Cold soup
but-
is disgusting, by the way.
But like, also is cereal soup? I don't know. That's like saying is porridge soup?
Oh, that's a very good point.
You know.
Because it isn't water based. It's normally milk. Wait, no. Wait, what do you do with
You
porridge?
can't make porridge
You
with
eat it,
water.
Reuben.
Oh yeah, but isn't it just like seeds? I kind of forgot how porridge exists.
Porridge is not.
I don't know.
It's
oats,
like
isn't it?
oats and
Yeah,
then you
it's
milk
all
it.
oats.
And then you
Milk
warm it
it.
up and you slop it together.
Yeah.
All sloppy and.
It's like then you can, if you
Diluted.
say cereal soup, you can say custard soup or something.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You know, but just because like, I personally I would say cereal is just cereal.
I think I agree. I think personally, cereal is cereal, and
Soup is soup.
soup is soup.
Like,
I
you're
mean,
not gonna-
Those are sandwiches.
Here's what I say: are you gonna go to a soup restaurant like the soup kitchen or something, and then all like cereal will be on the menu? You're not gonna order soup of the day and then it's gonna come. You got some
Cornflakes.
Rice Krispies.
yeah,
or something,
yeah, I agree.
You know, or
Yeah.
it's the same with the hot dog thing. Actually, I reckon.
What's your favourite cereal?
Favourite
Sorry, this
cereal?
is really throwing you a wild card here. We're going to finish on this question.
I like Cocoa Pops.
Cocoa Pops
Ooh.
are
Cocoa Pops
absolutely
are good.
S
I do
tier.
like
Oh,
Cocoa
they're
Pops.
ace.
Now,
Yes,
to be
I
fair,
agree
these have
with
been
you.
some really controversial questions. So, Lewis, I appreciate you coming on, my
Yeah,
friend.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
And you, Reuben.
Thank you.
That'll
Now,
go down
I'll
as one of
see
the
you
worst
guys.
handshakes.
now it's time to introduce our special guest. Phil, would you like to introduce our
Yes.
next special guest?
It's a fan favourite of the podcast. He's been on before, and he's coming on again. It's Match Day with Matt. Welcome.
Thanks for having me
It's
on.
all right,
nice to see
so
you.
now,
How are we?
We may now
Yeah.
may I request.
Oh, those
please put
lights
those
are
on.
bright,
Yeah,
aren't
put
they?
them on that milk
One
and
eye
two.
will be protected somehow. We have missing
Yeah,
the lens.
don't worry about whether you're
Now,
the
Max,
right
we've
one.
got some.
What happened to the other lens?
Don't
We
worry
don't
about
talk
it. We
about
don't talk about
We
it. It was
don't
an.
talk.
It's the incident of. It's an incident.
Okay.
Now,
Have I got to keep these on the whole time?
Yeah,
The whole
the
time,
whole
yeah.
time.
From the lights, actually.
Yeah.
so we have some
Should always wear
few more
protection.
questions, obviously. So these
Looking
are
forward
now.
to
This
this.
is one of the
The deep ones. We got to
deep
start
ones
with
that
the
we
deep
start with.
Thanks.
Or should we go with some silly ones and finish on a deep one?
And Max, is it true that you hate the poor?
No,
When have I ever said that, Phil?
Right.
But we'll talk about that at the end.
Now, should we go for some deep one? A deep one first, or
Yeah,
should we
should
go
we?
for
Yeah, no, let's,
Okay,
let's
now-
get kicked off with the deep one.
the second of the 3 deep ones we have? Do guns make society safer or more dangerous and violent?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I think it depends really, because if you're looking at guns in terms of armed
In
police,
terms of these.
wow, big guns, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Reuben's got the biggest guns out
Wait,
of
can
It's
us.
just fat.
Can I feel your guns?
I mean,
bring them over.
It's just fat. It's just
podcast.
fat, mate. It is nothing but fat. It is nothing but fat.
The cameraman's
That's
gonna get
enough
really
now,
mad at
guys.
us for
Sorry.
covering the camera.
I don't want everybody to start like
Sorry if we
crying
leave that
on that.
position.
Someone screenshot that.
No, no one screenshot my really shit.
That would
arms.
definitely get you exposed.
I
on
have
Twitter.
no muscles. I'm really shit. I've got no muscles. Go on, Max.
So no, so guns in terms of armed police and you know, like the army protecting people on the streets and wars and civil conflict, then I suppose they are. They can be there as a barrier. They can be there to stop someone doing something. It's a bit of a threat, you know, a bit of a shall we say something that will put people off doing what they're going to do. For
Yeah,
example.
I agree.
But no, in terms of a whole, guns in society are completely wrong in my opinion. I mean, if you look at, for example, I think there's always a big question, isn't there, in the UK, whether the police should have guns just roaming around, normal police officers on the streets. You know, if you walk into a city centre and you sometimes see them, you sometimes don't. In America, you'll see them
everywhere. Civilians with guns.
Every police officer, everyone in America.
They'll just start shooting at you.
Well, maybe not that far, but everybody has a gun in America. So there's always been the question asked, hasn't there, in this country, whether there should be guns. And I don't think so. I think the UK police and UK civilians.
We do a good enough job on it.
Yeah, we do. We do a good enough job.
For the first time, I'm going to have to completely agree with
Put
you.
it there, Reuben.
Put it there. Now.
Do you agree, Phil?
Yeah.
I do, but I don't want to agree with you.
No,
I do 100% agree. I mean, statistically, if you look up statistically, civilians, we are safer without guns.
Yeah.
The vast majority of gun wounds are self-inflicted.
Yeah.
God, that's
agreed.
depressing.
Yeah.
It is depressing.
It's
But then you
a very
think about
depressing statistic.
how many people are actually killed every day via a gunshot. I'd say a lot of them are accidental and or suicidal, or self-inflicted.
And there's been some big stories recently about that.
What do you mean?
Well, in terms of like incidents with a gun, of course, we saw.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
that's
terrible.
That's pretty deep, to be fair, in itself, and I think that's for a completely different podcast in itself. So we won't move on to that. But you know what? I agree with you. I think guns now, if we could, right now, if I could remove every gun in America, I think I would have to consider it. Because if you remove every gun, there'll be uproar, and people will start being like, well, this is my guns in my life. You know, I need guns to protect myself. Then I think it's an illusion.
They love the guns a bit too much, don't they? Do you reckon they
married a gun?
Shoot them at the bum?
Yeah, I think so, sometimes. Maybe got some special add-ons, like a bayonet, but it's not a bayonet.
It's a bit painful, though.
It's like a rubber circular object, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have one moulded, like 3D printed. I'm looking at Harry.
Do you know someone 3D printed a gun?
It's 3D printed, don't you, Harry?
Do you know someone 3D printed a gun?
Did they?
Yeah.
Imagine get a semi-automatic.
Okay.
Ram it up.
God's sake.
Okay, no, I think that's enough of that one. Right, let's have another one.
Oh, Phil.
Okay.
Never a dull days.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Do I have to start? Because I could do with a bit of time.
Alright, go on, Phil. What would you think?
Because I didn't vote for this anyway.
To walk?
Okay. Max is on Twitter, everybody. Go to his cancel Max right now.
We love
At least
Phil,
we
really.
can take a
We
joke
love
on
really
this
Phil.
podcast.
We love Phil.
Do you know what my superpower would be? It would be
It'd
click
be to
my
fly,
fingers.
actually. I reckon one up it.
Max.
Yeah, I don't need legs if I can just fly.
Yeah, I mean, you won't need a driving licence then either. You could fly to college.
Exactly, yeah.
Was the traffic bad today? No, there's just a lot of birds about.
Bird shot on me by
Always is where I am.
I knew he was going to say
I was
that.
not ready for that.
That line was
In
good.
all seriousness, I'm trying to think of something that'd be fun. Being invisible would be really fun.
Yeah.
Like, you could have a lot of fun with that.
But would you have to be naked?
Ooh.
Because, I mean, look, if I'm
You're right,
invisible, my clothes aren't just going to go, oh yeah, I have a superpower too.
That's true.
My jeans are just going to be there, you know?
And that would be a bit weird.
So if I go into college, maybe it lasts a certain amount of time. Is it like Paul, you hold your breath and you go invisible?
Wait, did you say is it like porn?
Paul, there's a film called Paul. Phil, Jesus Christ, there is a film called Paul.
What have you been watching? You got to hold your breath.
There's a film called
I might
Paul.
try that.
Where you shut up, Max. There's a film called Paul where the alien holds his breath and goes invisible, but he actually says himself he has to take off his clothes because otherwise his clothes will just be there.
Yeah.
So do you think I could just go in the corner, strip off? You know what I mean? I do that anyway. But look, the thing
Yeah,
is,
you can't.
yeah, you know,
Like a football
do
fan
that,
singing
and then I hold my breath for like an hour because I'm just that cool.
Yeah.
And then I go to college, and imagine I need to just take a breath, and I'm just in the hallway like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna see my ginormous ass. You know what I mean? I just my anus, dude. It's like incredible. But the thing is,
Don't ask him to get him out like you do with the hospital.
I mean, I can't. You know. But I don't know what I'd do. I think if I could, my favorite superpower, I think I'd like Quicksilver or the Flash or something. I just fucking super speed that shit. See everything in slow motion, you know. But I don't like the stupid Flash thing where he runs back in time because it's stupid. Anyway, Quicksilver's my favorite. He's better than Flash in every way. Personally.
I think mine, thinking about it, would be teleportation probably.
Oh,
because
that'd be cool.
Free flights. Oh god.
And also because the amount of time.
holiday. Oh, there we are, Bahamas.
Yeah, exactly. These lights probably make me look pale now. I probably look like I'm like a ghost.
Tan, Max.
Exactly. I could do with a trip, to Gran Canaria, Marbella, 5-star hotel, cocktail on arrival.
The Tory Islands.
Tax evasion.
So yeah, no. So I think teleportation would be good, and also because the amount of times I've been in places and I can't get to work quick enough, I can't get to somewhere quick enough because I have to get a bus or I'd have to drive. And just the time it takes to travel.
I don't think I would, because then I had no excuse to miss work.
But
sorry, I can't make it. The snow's too bad. Just teleport.
Well, but then you can say that the teleportation machine broke down.
No, you're right.
There's so many excuses you can make.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Phil are king of excuses.
Oh God, yeah.
We could go through hundreds,
Champion
thousands
I agree.
of times. When
Okay, now the next
I've never heard
question
anyone
I
ask that
ask,
before. Actually, that was a good one.
I'm prepared for this one because I'm just going to say something. I am just going to say something, and I'm not going to elaborate. What is the best type of cheese? Now, mine. I'm going to say it right now.
You're going to hate me.
It's Baby Bell. Whatever the hell that is. Baby Bell cheese. I don't know what the hell it is. They are incredible pieces of.
Do you know? I'm not.
How much you got a Baby Bell here?
I'm going to search.
You don't know what a Baby Bell is?
I don't think I've ever had a Baby Bell.
That is the most privileged thing I have ever heard in my. You've heard it here first.
Oh!
One of those.
It's like the red
wheels that you pull around.
Well, I'll tell you what you need to do.
One of those, yeah.
What you need to do is you strip it off. Okay, the Baby Bell lies.
Strip the baby.
See, they're actually called Baby Bells, and then you can have a mini Baby Bell. £49.
Jesus.
Are you sure that's? Am I in the right one here? £49.
Probably a massive packet.
Yeah, what you have to do is you get that. You get the Baby Bells, and then you get some Doritos. You mash them up. You get some egg. And then you get Baby Bells. Dip it in the egg. Dip it in the Doritos. Stick the Doritos around the edge. Then you nuke them or deep fat fryer for a short amount of time. Just like that, you've got homemade McDonald's cheese bites.
Holy shit!
I never knew you were a chef.
Yeah, I know.
Phil, I am blown away.
If microwaving Baby Bells counts as...
Could always have Reuben's job.
Yeah, take my job. I don't want it. Okay, Max, what's your favourite type of cheese? Go on.
Well, this is why I think you're going to hate me. I'm not a big fan of cheese.
Neither am I. No, I'm
to be
not.
fair, yeah, we agree with you.
Whereas my dad's a massive fan of cheese. In fact, I bought him for Christmas.
That actually is a block of cheese.
Yeah, mature.
Oh, that was good.
So, no, my probably favourite, and this is very plain. I don't know if it is plain. Red Leicester.
Ooh,
I quite like.
It just exists.
What's the? Is it Edam? Edam.
My nan has Red Leicester.
Have you ever heard the joke about Edam?
No, I haven't. No.
It's something like, I can't remember now. It's what type of cheese is made in such, and it's like Edam because it's back to front. No, that's it. What type of cheese is made back to front? Edam because it's made backwards.
Oh, that's really shit.
Get it?
It's not funny, but it's a good joke.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay, so Red Leicester.
So Red Leicester, I do like a bit of great because I eat beans on toast a lot. So I have a bit of cheese on my beans across the toast. But you've got to get the toast just right. So if you get the toast like soggy or when it just tastes like
I
bread,
like it soggy with beans.
No,
it tastes good because it's dry by itself. Yeah, butter, but like.
No, I prefer to have it quite.
I like it soggy with butter, but not with beans.
But then I like a bit of Worcester.
I'm the other way around.
But then I like a bit of Worcester sauce just put on top.
Oh god.
Honestly.
Brown sauce though.
Oh, not brown sauce.
No, I agree with Phil. Brown sauce is great.
Brown
Now,
sauce
Phil,
is good.
what's your favourite type?
My favourite type. Again, you're gonna hate me even more for this. Mozzarella.
No, I don't.
I choked on mozzarella when I was younger.
How did you choke on mozzarella?
Because do you know it's quite stringy in things.
No.
Some mozzarella is quite stringy. Well, I think I had a dish when I was abroad. I was on holiday somewhere.
Yeah, privilege holiday.
Yeah, another one of my holidays. Wasn't Gran Canaria this time.
Oh yeah.
So
Barbados.
Yeah, it was. No, it's probably like Cornwall or something. Camping, glamping.
The same continent.
It's making me feel a bit ill.
South of London. Disgusting.
So anyway, this mozzarella, it did make me feel like, and because I can remember shoving it down my throat. I can remember eating it, and I literally was like choking on it because it was that stringy.
You choked on a lot of things you shoved down.
I know, yeah. So
especially when you were younger.
Exactly. But yeah. Oh god. I'm not even going to come back from that one, Phil. But yeah, mozzarella. I'm not a fan of it because I choked. Sorry, disrupting why. That is your favourite cheese.
Yeah, I do like it. I don't really have a reason. I guess I'm just, again, like I said, like you said even, I'm not a huge fan of cheese. And it's nice and plain. It's got texture.
You look like a mouse.
Behind the camera. It's got a nice texture to
These
it.
glasses are painful.
I take
back
on.
on.
No, actually, yeah.
Tell you what, they're giving me bad
Well,
marks.
that's kind of.
Are we done?
That's kind of it, you know.
Kicking you off now.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, everybody, that was Match Day with Max. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hopefully this episode will be better for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers, boys. All the best.
Yeah, see ya.
Our next guest is someone very special. He is.
Don't talk about him like that. It's offensive.
Cool. He is another great friend of ours. It is Monsieur Toby Talbot, everybody.
Toby!
Now, just before we get on to
didn't even shake her hand.
questions-
Disgusting. No, you know what? No, I don't want to.
I don't want to shake your hand.
That's fine. Anyway,
Can I shake your elbow?
can I shake you?
Can I shake your cock?
Right, now, before we get into this, actually, you've been working, you do quite a lot of stuff with your immaculate voice, don't you? You're doing a lot of voice
Oh,
acts.
yeah.
I do.
And you worked on this new thing I saw recently on Instagram. Would you care to explain a little bit about it, or you'll tell people what you do, I guess?
Just say no and then move on.
Well, I do voice acting, and not too long ago I was cast in a project, and while the project did fall through, I kept in touch with the people. It was with a company called Just Productions.
On Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. And I've been working with them for a long time. I'm a producer on their animated series now.
Nice.
A new animated series coming out called The Air of Time. It's like a fantasy sci-fi kind of thing, and the teaser's coming out on the 15th of January. Is this going to be out by then?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's coming out on the 15th of January.
On YouTube, right?
Yeah, on YouTube,
Lovely.
premiering on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, do you have anywhere people can reach you if they want to hire you?
For your voice, your voice actually is genuinely
other
making me
services.
happy just listening.
I mean, you can message me on Instagram, my Twitter. Probably the best places to reach me.
Yeah.
What's your Twitter handle?
You put it in the description.
We can do that. That's fine. We'll leave it at that.
Let's
We'll just go Talbot. Here he is.
Talbot.
Yeah. So there we go. Well, let's move on to the swiftly to
Yes.
the controversial questions. Now, this is the final major controversial question. Sorry to the last guest over here. We do have
I'll
some
come
good
up with something like
We'll come up with
horrifically
something. Now-
offensive for you. Don't worry.
This is like quite a big one. So, should drugs be legal?
Oh.
It's quite a vague one, but if you
This is
think
an
about it, it
interesting
stings. So, if I may, I might go first.
Okay, so
That
who has done the most care in their life?
I'm joking, right.
Oh,
All
shall I
right.
put these glasses in?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
God, that was disgusting.
Shame
Yeah,
on
he's
you.
now just a feeble, controversial class. Yeah. So anyway, I think depending on the drug, definitely, cocaine, heroin, and ketamine
Should absolutely be legalized.
absolutely.
Weed on the other hand.
I think cocaine and heroin are things that just need to just never ever be legalized because I don't think they have any sort of benefit towar's people.
Has anyone here tried coke?
Anyone?
Coca-Cola, Brad.
Cool, that's
So
you.
nice with ice. It's very
I prefer Pepsi myself. Anyway, ketamine is like
Anyway.
it's used in like isn't it used in the medically for like tranquilizers?
Well, it's a horse tranquilizer.
Oh yeah, exactly. Horse drank, you know, whatever, dude. I don't know. But I think the only drug I can really consider should be legalized for use
You know, be very careful how you word this. The police are watching, Reuben.
is marijuana, and I have a reason for it. I think.
Because you bloody love it.
Yeah,
Can't get
I
enough
think
of it.
genuinely studies show the
He's
only
growing
thing
it in
damaging
the
about marijuana. Oh yeah,
You see, whenever
don't
it
tell them
snows,
about the
it's just
attic.
A big blank space on the roof.
It's just all the houses have got snow. I've just got a white. I've got blank. No, it's I think genuinely this isn't. I don't never smoke weed and I probably won't. It's not. I don't take drugs. I don't want to take drugs. I'm just
Look
saying.
into the camera when you say that.
I am not good. I don't know why the cameras are. To be fair, I don't want to take drugs and I won't. But the thing is, I think weed is something that people have had for fucking like years now. I mean, it's been around for God knows how long, and it's like it's one of those things where legalizing it for commercial for your own personal benefit. I really don't see anything wrong with it. I personally, that's only because if you legalize it now, there will be gangs who organize themselves around selling marijuana will just disperse. And then therefore lower the rate of crime and gangs within drug overlord kind of thing. Automatically just go down. But I mean, there's such a high demand for like other random drugs like cocaine and stuff. But that'll never go. But what I mean is like marijuana is used a lot in the medical industry as well. For example, my stepdad has Parkinson's, right? And it's been proven that when marijuana can help calm and stimulate nerves and muscles and help your brain a lot. And make from your shakes and the stiffness to just kind of calm down. And genuinely, studies have shown that it works and it's good. But I think if people want to just smoke it in the street, then police. I think police have every right to just go, either put it down, or we'll take you.
Give us some.
Yeah. But if you do it in your, I say if you smoke weed at home, and I don't think it's your own choice. Really. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I just think drugs like cocaine and heroin are just they are horrible in every way. They don't really give anything benefit apart from a good high. Apparently, I don't know. But
apparently heroin makes you really sick.
Yeah, I mean,
How would you know that?
I'm actually Jesse from Breaking Bad. I'm Aaron Hall right now.
All of our drug knowledge is from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've just watched it so many times. No,
Do
but I think
crystal meth.
all the time. I crack it up and everything. I've got my little gear.
We're actually cooking some in the back room. Then we
We'll
got
give
our
out some
director, Harry.
tasters in a minute.
He's
I
stirring it
I
around.
think I just get over my point because I don't
Big
know where I'm
barrel.
going with it. I don't think anything bad can happen from legalizing it. But if you introduce slower things, like you can, as long as this happens. If you have it, don't smoke it here or do that. Then I think I'll be fine. But anyway, that's my point.
So I personally think that there needs to be better education on it
Yeah, that's a good idea.
because it can be fun, but it can if you
Phil would know.
yeah.
I think as we were growing up and as our parents were growing up, it was very much like sort of weed is a demon kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? That it was sort of engraved.
And then we came to college.
I'm gonna smoke it after the podcast. No.
I've got some, and now in this little special bag of
Our
mine.
next segment.
It's like Elon Musk when he just like,
It's Joe
no,
Rogan.
I don't know how to smoke marijuana. I don't know how.
I've never done this before in my life.
I'm not a cop. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Elon, sure. But I mean, if you legalise it,
Yeah.
it makes it easier to regulate, and
Exactly.
the government can tax it to
Yeah,
make more money.
Basically,
out of it.
legalizing weed makes you more money. Boris, you're listening if you are listening right now. And I think alcohol actually can have worse side effects. Weed, you're hurting yourself. You have a laugh. You get really hungry, and then you support local food businesses by going for a takeaway at 4 in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then alcohol, if you consume it under, decent, if you regulate how much you drink, if you go for a pub night out, you're probably going to end up getting quite drunk. And what does that do? It endangers your behaviour. When you're high, you're kind of excited and you're happy. It doesn't mean it can't not affect your
I
behaviour.
can tell you, I would much rather be around high people than drunk people.
Exactly.
Drunk people are arseholes.
Because drunk people, they just
Well,
let
they're
out
really
everything.
annoying.
Drunk people can be dangerous.
They
I
can
mean,
do. They
it's
don't because
just-
they don't process.
If you look at
thoughts.
statistics,
Yeah.
right, per year, thousands of people die of
100%.
alcohol-related incidents. People don't die of weed.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just weed
The only
itself.
thing
People die, people can move on from weed to then other drugs.
Yeah.
But
they call it a gateway drug, don't they?
yeah, well, it's a gateway. It's a gateway drug. I don't believe that it is entirely a gateway drug. I think for most people, they'll try weed and it's either a smoke it and then it's like, oh, that's not for me,
Yeah.
or they just keep doing that. You know.
Speaking from experience.
Out. No, I have never tried weed. I will never try weed. That's just a blanket
No, agree with
statement.
that. Okay, now we've all expressed our opinions, so I think we should swiftly move on to something
Yeah.
else before we really do get the police knocking on our doors. Now,
Legalise them all.
now, be careful, Toby. The police might go, "Hey, you want to do a voice acting for a certain advert? Please come to the local police station." So the next question I want to ask you is, because that one was quite long, I don't know whether to do one more question, and we can move on to the final few quick ones after. But we'll see how this one goes. If you could be in a movie, what movie would it be? Just any movie. Now you got to think the universe that it's
El
based in.
Camino.
El Camino, yes, because I just want to be. I want to be Badger Brew. Oh gosh, I apologise, people. Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, I think you got to think about universe setting, the people, the government, because you don't want to rock up and just be in a Clockwork Orange, really, do you?
I will be in the movie Life of Pi.
Yes, because it is just Earth.
It's just
It's just our.
I don't have to-
our society.
I don't have to be on the boat with a massive tiger. I can just go home. It's great.
You're just the whale that rocks up in the middle.
Yeah.
I am here. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I wouldn't be in. I think I'd quite like to be in something similar to Earth, but not like totally.
What about like Independence Day? It's the aliens coming down.
Independence Day 2, where we just have this technology. Fucking awful film. I don't know. There's so many films I'd love to be in and experience, but I think. Oh, Alien! I'd just kick its ass. Oh no! The aliens burst out of its chest. Sorted, mate. Now we can go
What
home.
about the acid blood?
I'm just built different.
You're just been
Built
older,
different.
don't you?
I literally crack it and I drink the acid blood.
Roundhouse.
No, I
kick him
think,
in the
as
face.
crazy as it sounds, I'd love to be in Blade Runner. Seriously, it sounds bizarre because of the way how dystopian and messed up Earth is, and how, you know, you've got these, what are they called? Sentient beings. They're like robots, aren't they? What are they called? Oh, there's a certain word for them. Anyone think of the word? No, I can't think of the word.
What?
Yeah, I can see everybody.
Artificial intelligence?
No, they're like
Droids?
the droids. They're not. They're something else. They're. I'm gonna once we get it, I will put my finger on it. They're. Anyway.
No, let's just keep going. Let's just keep.
Once I get it, I'll say it because it's
Robots.
not that.
No, but what are you trying to
They're
describe?
basically they're rogue robots who go against people and they try and kill people because they're
Oh, frames? No.
replicants. That's what they are. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
They are
Now get back
replicants.
to the meth.
They are replicants, which go rogue because the replicants are built by Wallace Corp to go off world and get resources.
I haven't
for
actually
this.
seen Blade Runner.
Do it. They're incredibly beautiful and very well structured movies. And the first one is just great because it's Ridley Scott, you know. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. I just think I'd like to experience what the futuristic flying car, awesome neon lights, and Asian food everywhere, apparently. Like, I'm sorry, but if you look up Cyberpunk City or Dystopian City, there is just going to be neon lights with Japanese, Korean, and strip clubs. That's all it
Rendering
is.
at 10 frames per
My three
second.
favourite things.
my food. Yeah. But I'd like to just
Have you
experience
been to a
it.
strip club?
No.
Would you like to?
In GTA, I've been there several times. Anyway, Phil, what film would you like to be in?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Oh my god. Shrek, I reckon.
Oh God, that is. I don't know why I wouldn't ever say that. That is. I
You'd
want
just
to
be a
experience the
normal human
green,
Shrek.
beautiful ogre for my own eyes.
I would be human Shrek.
Fair. Phil would pull the most beautiful princess I can just
Oh,
tell.
yeah, I'd pull Prince Charming. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
go
I
on.
don't know. Do we have time for another question?
If you had to, like, shag a character from Shrek.
Is this the next question?
Yeah, this is it. This is the next question. Right, go on, Phil.
If you had to shag a character from Shrek, but it can't be any of the human ones.
Shrek, 100%. That's it. Done. No, the dragon. Oh my God, donkey. I don't know. Too many
how
options,
does
dude.
it? I like every single time I watch the movie. I'm like, how
How did
how
that turn into that?
Like,
How did he get like a stepladder or something?
do you reckon dragons have like
really low hanging genitals? Is that
like a horse?
Well, no, the donkey's a guy and the dragon's a woman, so
Yeah. Oh my god.
it's even weirder.
How would he? We got trying to imagine.
Did it drop down like on a rope or something?
For those people at home, if you could like
Lowering down.
let us know how you think Donkey did it.
Yeah.
How he tamed the beast.
Is that this episode's question?
How did Donkey
Let us know in
tame
the comments.
beast? Yeah. But what about you? You can't go for the same answer. Who would you shag?
I can't remember honestly all the characters in Shrek.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I know who I do.
who would you shag?
The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. No,
Wait,
what,
saying that, isn't that
Gingerbread.
Man?
Gingerbread Man's my favourite character. Because you just can't catch him, but I will. I will catch him. You know, I'm looking. Yeah, no, I will catch him. You see him? He's gonna be running. You can't catch me. I'm the. Oh, gone in a second, and then you just grow another gingerbread man. You know what I mean?
Grow.
It's just good. I throw up and water him. You know what I mean? I just throw him up, bury him in the soil, water him, and out comes a new
So you're gonna water your own sick.
Yes. Come on, good for the planet, guys. No. Okay, now, Toby, thank you so much for joining us on this segment.
Yeah.
Now you guys, there we
I
go.
enjoyed that.
I
Thank you.
don't know if I should do this handshake. I feel like I'm gonna get a knock on the door.
How did he know?
It's just the dragon from Shrek.
Can I leave?
Yes, you can.
Great.
Thank you so much. That is Toby Talbot, everybody.
Hooray!
Okay, now, Phil, would you like to introduce our last guest?
And now we've got our final guest coming on for today. It is, of course, the wonderful Jamie Coughlin! Welcome.
Now,
you, thanks for
also,
having me.
like Toby. Yeah.
Oh,
It was the Tory as well. Now, I believe, Jamie, you were quite a technical man yourself. We worked on a short film together.
Which character would you shag?
A good question.
You see, I'd probably go with Gingerbread Man 2.
Whoa! Can't say it's me.
Is that after Reuben's like throwing him up?
Yeah, because then you get a nice soggy biscuit, don't you?
Oh.
Okay, now I think we should move on. Now, Jamie, would you care to explain what was your area of expertise and what have you done? Would you say? Would you like?
So my area of expertise really is all technical stuff. So
Flex.
we're looking at flexing, cameras and audio. So if we're going to put some brand names out there, I'm especially good with
We're not
Zcam
sponsored.
and
We don't
Canon.
do that.
Please
Beep
sponsor
it.
us.
Beep it.
Oh, it would be great if we were sponsored by them.
Canon, yeah.
I'd like to get into ARRI, which you can get a student discount on.
You'd like to get
5%.
into Harry?
I would, yeah.
Bloody Harry, run, Harry, run, Harry, run.
Floor manager Harry is left building.
Get on here, Harry. Come on. Get in for
There we go.
Yay.
Now joined by
Yay.
floor manager
Yay.
director
Go on,
Harry.
get on his
He
lap.
says he wants to get in you.
No.
Yeah, that's simple as that. Okay.
Floorman Harry's gone.
So yeah, you've done a lot of colouring and colorist. Sorry, he just gets that colouring book. No, he does a lot of editing and colouring with the with video that we shoot. You know, he does a lot of camera stuff. Now, Jamie, we're here to ask some controversial questions. Right?
How cancelled can I get us?
As much as you want, my friend. I don't think these are really that easy to cancel.
I think I'm putting my career
Just
on the line.
don't
really.
say anything racist
Oh.
this time.
Nothing racist.
Um,
Okay.
The first
Damn
one
it, my plans.
is written by some of our favourites over here, and it is our favourite male porn star. Now, I didn't
gingerbread
even
man.
know he was a porn star. I researched him. I thought he was an astronaut, but it turns out he's also a doctor and an army marine. Apparently, he was a janitor at some point. But look, I don't know.
I thought he was your mum as well.
That's not funny. Now, I think mine is just me. I am the best. I am
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
They call me MILF Destroyer 420. That is my name.
Can you get your arse out for the cameras?
Turn them off and I will, yeah. To be fair, that's a
After the
question I
podcast.
That's on
can't.
the OnlyFans, isn't it? That version.
Yeah, well, hit me up on OnlyFans. That's it. I don't even know at this point. That was a really vague question. I don't know the answer to. I just don't know.
Nicocado avocado.
He is, oh my god.
Oh,
I have
that
recently
pussy.
watched a
Yeah.
video. Just let me explain.
Open-ended.
I just accidentally ended up there.
Memulous. I'm Alex and Will and E. This is recently. They filmed it like 2 years ago, but they bought his OnlyFans and then they decided to show it on YouTube. Obviously, they didn't show it; they blurred a lot. And my god, their description was too good, and it made me feel very
It
uncomfortable.
made you really horny, actually.
Yeah.
It was a bit like, you know, they described how there was a lot of openness to it all, and I'm a bit like, no, I don't think I want to watch this video anymore. And then they bought someone else's OnlyFans.
What classifies them as a porn star, though? That is a good question. Do they just have to have an OnlyFans or be on the hub?
I think.
I feel like you need to see a bit of arsehole.
No, I agree completely.
Everyone knows Linus Tech Tips, don't they?
Yeah. No, don't. No. Okay, where's this going?
So, if the viewers at home watch Linus Tech Tips, they'll know that Linus set up an OnlyFans.
Has he?
Has he?
He did, yes. They did it
Link?
for an April Fool's, and he got into the top 1% of creators.
That's
Did he have his
how.
arsehole?
How is that even possible?
He was semi-nude. And I did pay the $1 that they were asking, because it all went to charity. I need to clarify that. So I thought,
It didn't. It went to his pocket. He
Good-
was just really happy.
good way to give to charity through OnlyFans. And I think Linus, yeah. Linus is my favourite male porn star.
I'll get behind that.
Now,
Bit
Phil.
Canadian.
Also,
No, I wish I
Nicardic
could get behind
Avocado. Linus Tech Tips. Who's mine? I just got to name someone who's done something with OnlyFans, and I don't know. Would you say? I'd say. Can I just say a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Yes. It's your podcast. You make the rules.
I suppose, but I don't even know myself. I don't know.
Would you start an OnlyFans?
I would. I'm going to sell feet pics, and that's it. 50 grand in the bank. Off I go home. You know what I mean?
What about you, Jay? Genuine question. How much would you guys need
Well,
to
I
get?
think genuinely,
Asking for a friend.
I've seen so many like stories on Instagram. This is genuine, by the way, where people have genuinely sold pictures of their feet, toe pictures, feet pictures, entire leg pictures, right? And you have earned.
Whose Instagram are you following?
Yeah. But there's a lot of. They've just earned so much money from it. I just don't know.
Go on, get your toes out.
I don't think I'm prepared for that. I feel I haven't cut my nails for a while.
Oh.
I mean, we can have some hands, like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, hand picked, dude. But no, I
I actually got paid for hand pictures once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I got paid 20 quid.
Incredible.
Are people
Can you
doing
let me
that?
know this person so that I can just send them an infinite
Yeah.
supply of thing and they can send me an infinite supply
So
of
you know
money?
in your request on Instagram, you get all these dodgy messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was bored one day, so I just replied to one.
Right. What was the message?
It was like, hand pics for 20 quid.
Fucking yes.
And I
It's
was
a
like-
picture of my hand.
Is this just a bot or? So I went, okay, sure. Put my PayPal, sent me the money. I was like,
You're
I'll do it.
joking.
sent it to my hand.
No, I think we should swiftly move from that because that was a very.
Wait, I think we should rate our hands.
All right, yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
hand rating.
Show me your hands, Jamie.
Oh, I like your rings.
I mean, I've got the rings and veins, haven't I?
Yeah, and you're quite big.
Yeah, and as you can see, I'm jittering a bit from the 2 cans of Monster that I've had today. So
He is a caffeine addict. Now, Phil, show me your hands.
Yeah.
No,
Ooh.
they're like really good. They're like bony. They're really hot. Mine,
what you look
I
for,
don't
yeah.
even know. Mine are just fat.
I quite like your hands.
Mine just
I
like
like
mine
yours.
just look like Shrek. Okay, so
Rubes has
And
really
we've
soft
established you
skin,
like
doesn't
that.
he?
I
by
really
the looks of
flabby
it?
soft
Can I
skin.
touch your skin?
You can touch
Yeah,
my
do we
skin.
need to all like...
Thanks. Okay, that's enough. Right. Is Santa Claus a creepy person? Is he creepy? Think about it.
I've
Ooh.
wrote a script on this.
Okay, go on.
That might actually be coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. Yes.
YouTube video.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's a weirdo, isn't he?
He's a
He
badass.
watches kids sleep. He comes down the chimney with his big sack slung over his shoulder.
I think it varies by...
And you get kids to wish for a white Christmas, and all of a sudden Santa comes.
He's got a point. You've got a very valid point, you know.
Also,
Phil.
here's something as well. Has nobody ever thought about how weird it is just for middle-aged men to dress up as Santa and get kids to sit on their lap in the shopping centre?
Well,
That is weird, isn't it? When my uncle tried it, he got arrested.
No DBS checks nowadays, are there? So,
Exactly.
I mean, I know what I'm doing at Christmas now.
okay, JB. Right. I think personally no, because Santa Claus is real, but he has to go through every children's house within, you know, the
Give him a little
space
kiss
of
goodnight.
20 hours, less than that.
You see, I agree with Rubes to an extent about him.
Because he has no time to give children the white Christmas. You know what I mean? They might ask for a white Christmas. Yeah, it snows, but Santa's got no time to help make it snow. You know what I mean? I
Do
think
you reckon snow is just God having a wank?
It snowed a bit this morning, actually, when I was in my car.
Did it?
Yeah, just got in my car, started reversing out the drive. Oh, it's
Did you
snowing.
have your hands out by any chance?
I did. I was fully nude in the car.
Oh yeah. I don't know how long this podcast is going to keep going. with
My goal is to get them demonetised.
but this one, I don't think. No,
I think it was demonetised when we started talking about the meth lab in the other room.
I mean, yeah.
We have one more controversial question, guys.
Okay.
What is the most overrated superhero? It's a bit of a.
That's a bit of a.
That's a
bit of
terrible
change.
question to ask me, really, isn't it? Because
I suppose.
I don't watch Marvel, don't watch DC.
What's your least favourite porn star? That's more down your alley.
I'll go with superhero question, I think. My least favourite superhero. I'll let Rubes go first because Rubes looks like he has an answer.
I just laugh because I know it's controversial. I think fucking Batman's a bit of shit. Leave it at that.
Okay, I'm going to controversial as well.
but
Oh,
that's-
sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Sorry. I just think
But Superman.
I agree. No, I think especially when he was played by Henry Cavill in Man of Steel. God, Henry Cavill is awful at acting. Do you not agree, guys?
He is a
Do you
bit.
know?
Shit, isn't he?
I'm
Coming
joking.
here
I'm
and
joking.
slap
I
you.
love Henry Cavill. He's great. It's just one of the
Yeah.
guys on set. Absolutely, he's a great guy.
What don't you like
I
about
just think
Batman?
Batman is just. Oh no, my parents died. I'm scared of bats. I am now a man in a cape. Ooga booga, villain.
I can see where you're coming from.
I don't like. Here's the thing. I love Bat. I think he's a great character. I think his movies are great. I think the comic books about him, from what I've heard, I've never read, but the one I heard and someone broke down to me, the origins and how he's old, and then he'd have this massive fight. And it's really cool. But personally, this whole kind of my parents died, so I'm going to become this thing that I wanted to become. Or I don't actually know the full origins. So this is a really shit kind of breakdown, really, because.
Yeah.
I'm not the right person to just explain why the origins of Batman is shit. But from what I know, I personally don't think he's that cool. I like him. I think Batman movies are great. I think Nolan's trilogy is great. I think the previous ones are funny. And I think especially when he met Scooby-Doo in that crossover,
Yes.
was fucking awesome. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So Phil, why Superman? Why do you think he's relevant?
Superman. See, the same reason I actually quite like Batman is the reason I dislike Superman. Because I feel like Batman's themed. He's very intensely themed. He's got his thing. He's a bat. Spider-Man's themed. He's got spider. It's kind of superpowers.
Good
Iron
point,
Man's
actually.
themed. He's metal. What's Superman? He's just a dude that's strong. Like, oh, he's super. Oh, he's super. Ooh,
It's a girl's dream girl, isn't it?
Exactly.
Girl?
I watched the thing recently that
Because
Superman.
we support that here.
We do.
The Superman is literally a metaphor for the American dream.
That's
Oh, I
Yes.
saw that
Because
actually.
He's a
Did we
refugee.
watch the same video?
I think we must have done.
I reckon we have.
I reckon he was just outside your window.
Just watching you sleep. I've got a good joke actually.
Oh,
Dressed up
I
as
was
Santa.
asleep.
I can't
You laughed
remember the
at it.
joke. Anyway,
Go on.
I can't remember the joke actually.
Oh.
But the thing is, he's a refugee from another place on planet Earth where someone has welcomed him, and he's now become this thing that everybody looks
Well,
up
we
to.
all know the Americans aren't really into that now, though.
But that's what I mean. He was from a baby, I believe. What happened? He was
Send him back.
thrown
Deported.
to- Someone's gonna have to look at me and say yes, this is right. He was shot at Earth in a pod or something, wasn't he?
His planet exploded and then he got shot to Kansas.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
bloody
that's
Kansas.
worse.
Why would
That
you go
is.
there?
No,
No,
I'd
but
rather stay on the exploding planet
Yeah,
than
I-
Kansas.
American dream is in like. I mean, an American dream. You have to be born as an American, don't you? You can't
Yeah.
not be American. So it's not 100% accurate.
Well, you say that you've got to be born an American because now I'm going back to my English classes here.
Okay.
Oh.
If we think of Mice and Men,
Oh, I love them. Oh God, that's
so
depressing.
they're all working on the farm,
George shoots Lenny.
No.
and we've just spoiled it.
No. Yeah.
So we think about them all in there. Not all of them were American born. So technically, you don't have to be American born, according to I can't remember who wrote of Mice and Men.
Oh no, that's Goosebumps. I can't remember. I'm thinking
Slightly
about
different.
Stein.
J.R. Tolkien.
Yes, definitely.
J.K. Rowling. No.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen she wasn't invited to the Harry Potter reunion?
She
was
wasn't,
there.
was she?
No.
She was in the video, though, wasn't she?
I don't know. She
No,
wasn't
I don't
invited
think
because
she
she's
was.
a radicalistic feminist.
Yes,
trans
but-
right.
Isn't it?
That I don't know.
Trans exclusionary radical feminist.
That's the one. The creator of Harry Potter, this universe, this characters, these 20 years of films into, well, it's not that long, 10 years of films, right? Have been turned into, she's just not allowed there anymore. It's like It not going to,
Yeah.
I think it's bigger than just that.
Stephen
though.
King not going to an It convention.
Imagine Pennywise doesn't turn up to the IT convention.
I think it's bigger than that though, because you think of what she's created with the whole series is she's created a brand, so she knows.
Oh, yeah.
She sold the rights to that brand
Oh,
when
yeah.
she was when the films were made.
Mm.
So whoever's controlling that, if she's going to be bad press for it, then they're going to get dissociated. Now this is something interesting I was learning the other day. It's like Apple and iPhones. So we all know that Apple has a logo on the back of it. In films, there's a clause in Apple's terms and conditions that said bad guys cannot use an iPhone.
Really? That's brilliant.
So yeah, it's going to be a spoiler now, I'm afraid, if you're watching films. But if you look and everyone has
Oh,
an iPhone,
really?
but one person has an Android,
I didn't know that. That's
it was a great thing. Yeah, I was
think
reading
I
about
have
it.
one more question.
And when you open the
Yeah.
box
But yeah.
to
I've
your
got an
iPhone,
Android, actually.
you agree to not do that. It's in the terms and conditions if you read through it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for our controversial questions. And Jamie, I appreciate. Thank you very much for joining us on the podcast.
It's lovely. Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
for having
been
me.
lovely
Do I get to
having
see
you.
the glasses?
No,
No.
put them on the table.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm not sure whether the cameraman will approve. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. But we've got toilet talk next. And I actually want to ask the guests a question, all of them,
Okay.
instead. I don't know how we're going to do this.
So
Pile in, lads.
I'll think of
Come
my
on.
technicalness. So if we get them all round, get them all in the mic.
I don't know
So
what we're doing here. I'm just
Yeah,
kind of...
Reuben has
Toby,
no
if
idea
you
what's going
swap
on.
there.
Okay.
Lewis, if you want to come round here, and Max,
Yeah.
if you come and
Max-
sit on my lap.
I wasn't aware we were doing this.
I wasn't either, to be fair.
I know that Max likes sitting on my lap.
Where's Max? Oh,
This isn't,
hello.
this
Bloody
isn't
hell.
our
This
special...
wasn't Phil.
Phil, this
This
isn't
wasn't
our
agreed
special
in the
segment, is it?
appearance fee. For
Phil,
me to call my colleague
Phil,
out.
Phil, this isn't our special segment, is it?
Oh, no, not yet. No.
I'm just saying we've not cut ahead, have you?
Right, okay,
Oh,
so what is this, Phil? You're going to have to...
Okay, so, you know how Toilet Talk started with me, you, and Harbier talking about our worst public toilet experiences. Okay? Well, now, we're going to ask the crowd.
Oh,
We're going to go through one by one and ask them about their worst public toilet experiences to share with the podcast for this 10th instalment of Toilet Talk.
should have brought a card in for your 10th anniversary.
We should have, yeah. Has anybody got something? So I realise very much.
I do have one straight off the back. It's going back
Yeah.
to when I was in Sweden.
Would you like to go first?
Yes, I might as well
Sweden,
then.
wow.
Yes, so I was lucky enough to travel to Sweden with the Scouts. And we're on a big military field, because that's where the campsite and the jamboree was. And as we all know, when we go camping, you have grotty old toilets that are like, on the back of a trailer as such.
Yeah.
Now, I was on there at probably 8 in the morning, doing my business.
Mm.
Now, the locks were temperamental, to
Oh,
say the
God.
least.
Like sex education, new season.
And, yeah, you had to queue for a good half an hour to get to the toilets, because they just didn't have enough on the site. There were $50,000 in about
Whoa!
2 toilets.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jesus.
loads of us.
Jesus Christ,
And
big
if you go onto
Was it
Google
like a
Maps,
National
you can
Scout
see
mission?
me.
You can see it in the toilet.
No, you can see the jamboree site because we took Google
Oh,
Maps.
it would have been halfway through there.
But what happened was I thought I had locked the door properly.
Oh, Jesus.
Now the door wasn't locked. Now I'd been in there a while, so somebody opened it, I think, to check if I was okay. Now I was sat there facing out like that, looking at a line of people. Yeah.
That's
you were
awful.
wanking as well, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I finished as they opened the door, all over them.
Did you like?
Jesus Christ.
Did you have an emotion, or were you just too embarrassed? You just froze.
I'll be honest, at that time I was really struggling with anxiety, so I stayed in the tent for the rest of the jamboree pretty much because I couldn't face everyone else.
I'm
I
sorry
thought
to
you'd be the
hear,
guy to
Jamie.
ring your parents to get them to pick you
Oh
up.
no.
Oh no, my parents couldn't come and pick me up. I was in Sweden.
Oh.
My parents were off on holiday somewhere else.
Right,
They-
your fucking
Parents
kid's
abandoned
gone.
you
Right,
in
holiday.
Sweden.
They
Abandoned you in
actually went
Sweden.
to. I can't remember. I think they went to Egypt. They went on the nicest holiday they've been on in years.
It's alright for someone.
Right, go on.
Yeah,
What are we thinking, boys? Who's next, Toby? What's your worst public toilet experience?
I
Glasses on when you
don't know.
No, is anybody else ready?
I've got these.
I actually don't think I've
You've
got
got
a
these, man,
awful
you've
toilet
got-
Max just has his own private toilet. So
Yeah, I do it on the bus.
You two get thinking.
Fingering.
Fingering down.
Liz,
Right.
go on.
Come around here. Take
Yeah,
some
let me
stage.
take the. Let's shuffle around.
I'm so sorry. The cameramen and directors have spent so long perfectly organising this. And we're
Mine-
just piling in.
So my toilet was it toilet talk.
Yeah.
toilet.
Mine comes from actually quite recent. It's on New Year's Eve.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And I went to a pub New Year's Eve with my girlfriend and her family. And then obviously I'm drinking. I don't drink alcohol. But I drink a Coke. I drink a nice Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I had about 5 glasses of Coca-Cola. So I've got a really I've got a very short bladder, you know. So I went to the toilet about 7 times, and each time I went to the toilet at the night. So about 6 p.m. when, you know, the New Year's celebrations, it's people, they're not drunk yet, the toilets are nice. 7 p.m. The toilets are kind of, as people get more drunk, the toilets are getting a
There's
bit...
more urinal over the floors
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then 8, 9, then when I came on the new year, this is the first P of 2022, yeah? First time I'm going to the toilet 2022. I go in, one of the toilets out of order. I was using this toilet, and you know why it went out of order? Someone just pissed all over the seat, all over the walls, everywhere. Okay?
Oh my god, I have an absolutely
And then I go
disgusting story to tell you.
yeah. And then I go into the other urinal. What is it? There's poo on the seat. There's poo on the wall. There's wee everywhere.
That's my favourite.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna use a urinal. Usually I go into the toilet stalls because it's a bit weird using urinal. I go to the urinal, and then obviously I unbuckle my belt and I unzip my trousers. All of a sudden, this drunk guy just comes up to me. Whilst my wang's out and I'm weeing, he's just. You right, mate? Looking directly at me.
Nice cock, mate.
And I'm a nervous peer, and there's no walls in between it. It's just
Oh, that's the worst.
he's standing right next to somebody and he's just staring. And you're like, I'm a bit drunk, mate. And I'm like, oh my god. So I just go back into the stall, and I'm like, how the hell am I meant to wee? I can't pull the seat off. So I just have to go, you know what, there's wee everywhere.
Everyone
If I
else
miss the
has been doing
toilet seat, or if I get it on the toilet seat, I get it on the toilet seat, I'm dying. So I just have to do it there. I wash my hands, I walk out, and it's finally done. I sit back down at the table. 20 minutes later, I need the toilet again. I'm waiting until I'm home. So that is my toilet tour.
Yeah. Now I have something to share, guys. I have the glasses. Right. So I mean, I've already got mine, so I'm gonna put these on anyway. So, it's awful. So, mine was when I was in New York. This was quite a while ago, and we were on the subway, and you know, subways don't have subways don't have toilets.
Yeah.
And
They're not?
No, they
No,
do
they're
not. So I went to the train station. I went to the train station.
Can you see Reuben's glasses on?
No, I saw
Oh, yeah.
but it's fine.
Let's make me look special.
So I went to the train station. We literally got off, and the platform under the stairs, on the opposite side of the stairs, like that way, and you went underneath. There was the male toilet, and the opposite there was the female. So I went into the male toilet. I was like, Mum, I really need to go. I really need to go. Can I go in there? Yeah, that's fine. I went in, and the light was flickering, so it was like it was like Saw, right?
Five minutes at Freddy's
Yeah,
toilet.
so it was flickering fluorescent light bulb, and then you've got mud everywhere. It's dirty, it's grimy. There's toilet, there's spray paint, there's like markers, there's drawing, there's like shit somewhere.
Sure you went in Birmingham?
Yeah, I was definitely sure. And to top things off, there was a man already in there, and it's a one stall thing, no urinals. No, sorry, there was a urinal. But there was a man using it but he wasn't peeing. He had his foot on it, picking shards of glass out of his foot, and on his arm was a belt. He was wearing a beanie.
Yeah.
He was wearing a beanie. He had a belt round his arm. He had glass coming out of his feet, and he groaned at me. And I went into the cubicle, and I had a wee, and I looked at the walls, and there's just satanic symbols everywhere. I'm thinking, dude, I need to get the fuck out of this toilet. So I mean, bearing in mind, I'm like 13, so I'm like, I'm still a bit of a wee lad, and I go out. And this guy goes, I'm like, fucking close the door, thinking, nah, bro, I don't care. No matter what, if I'm desperate for it, I'm waiting till we get back to what was there.
So you know what you're saying about drugs earlier?
Yeah, that's why I don't think we should legalise every drug. Okay.
I actually have one.
Oh, go on, that's okay.
I'm gonna have the chair. Yeah, the chair.
So, funny enough, mine also takes place in New York.
Oh God! Everybody,
Yeah,
don't
genuinely.
go to New York if you need a wee. Just same time or.
And I think
Oh yeah,
actually,
there was
it was
Toby in
actually-
the urinal.
Do it.
and I think actually might have been right after we got off the subway.
Oh,
No.
And so, oh God, I really, really needed a was. I was desperate pretty much the whole way on the subway. Yeah, I needed a was. And then we was walking, and the place was packed, absolutely packed.
Oh, yeah.
And just outside the toilet, because I say to my parents, right, yeah, I gotta go. So I walk off to go to the toilet, and then just outside, there's this like preacher dude,
Oh,
and
God.
so he's
Harold.
so he's preaching, screaming at the top of his lungs at everyone that goes by, and he's sort of very close to the door, so I'm having to kind of like walk around him, and he's looking dead at me, screaming. So I was just like, yeah, okay, mate, I'm gonna go in here. Then I walk in, and it was packed.
It's just a church.
Welcome to the service.
Sunday mass.
You're late.
Your initiation has started.
So everywhere, there's
Sacrifice was
people
great.
everywhere, and I'm just trying to find a spot just to have a was.
All right.
And
Please call it something else. It sounds so close to another one.
where
Have a wee.
just trying to find a spot to have a
Wee.
wee, and there's people everywhere. There's shit on the walls.
Oh.
You know.
Welcome to America, guys.
But I do my business, and then I walk over to wash my hands. And there's this guy just sort of sitting on the sink. He's just sitting there chatting to some people. I'm just like, what is going
Dude,
on?
can I wash my hands?
I very quickly washed my hands and ran.
Good idea.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Okay, now that was the toilet
Wait,
talk.
oh no.
Anyone think of any-
Have you got nothing?
Max,
To be
is
honest-
right. I think we've established that Max doesn't have
He's
any.
too much.
No, I mean I might do.
Oh, I thought you were
I'll
gonna
tell you what. Why?
All right, no,
why-
I'll tell you what. I'll
All right, let's get this. Go on, Max. Let's, quickly, come on. What is it? Tell us, boy.
You can kind of see it.
Don't worry, we don't have high expectations.
I
We
can
don't.
tell. So, do I have to put these on again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go on.
They're special.
So I'd basically been with family and friends. My family friends, they have a boat, so they're like they share a boat 3 times
You know
a
what,
year.
mate?
This
It's
is
a
a very, this is a very
Jesus
small
Christ.
boat. This is a very small boat. I mean,
It's a
like
small yacht.
36 meters.
yeah, a very small boat in Wales, and crucial to the story. So basically, I've been on this boat for the weekend, and what it is because
Yeah.
obviously you're always rocking on the boat because of the
Oh yeah.
pressure and the zip.
Oh yeah.
When the boat's rocking, don't come rocking. So
We know you don't get it. man.
so the boat was rocking.
Yeah.
You're just trying to be horrible.
I don't like that.
Come on, let's get going.
So the boat's rocking obviously all the time. So you're
Yeah.
getting used to rocking. So basically, got off the boat this one time. It was a Saturday night. Went to the pub. Went to a traditional Welsh pub, really nice. And kind of went to the toilet, and there was all these other people in there. Cause we'd gone to watch the football because the family friend we went on was a big Tottenham fan. Tottenham had a big game. Went to go and watch the football, and went into the toilet. You know, needed a was, to use your word. And I don't really like using that word. And I was stood basically, obviously, at the urinal. And I was just weird normally, but then I was like looking around, and there was probably about 8 other people in there because it's quite a busy time. It was like 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
They were all staring at me,
Oh.
and I was like, "What's going on?" And then
they're
I
all your family
realised.
members.
Then I realised.
Cousin.
Then I realised soon after it was because I'd obviously got used to like rocking on the boat. I was doing this when I was weeing. So to like, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but I was like this.
You
So
like
don't
to
do that
side
camera.
Sit down, man. Sit
Max,
down.
don't impregnate the
Where's your
mic.
hand?
So as you can imagine,
Okay.
I was like this, and that's why everyone was looking at me because
You're
it
just
made-
trying to
made a
balance
bit-
yourself when you weren't even
Ba-
balancing.
yeah, but yeah. So basically, I got used to the pressure.
Now,
and
bloody hell.
that is.
Yeah.
There
I
are
don't
some
know.
embarrassing. I think to conclude here, we have a lot of embarrassing things in toilets. Toilets are just not great places unless
Yeah.
it's your own toilet at home. I think we can all agree.
That
on
was
You
fantastic.
see, even that no.
Shall we?
What?
Not
I
we
thought,
keep
no, I
people
think we
on?
should swiftly.
Oh
move
no!
on.
I think I'm gonna leave now.
Now,
Thanks,
everybody,
boys.
thank you very much
Thank
for
you, thank you.
coming on here. Now we have.
And then so we'll wait till they're done. We'll give them a good round of applause.
Now we have a special segment. Moving on from toilet, you know what we all us men have. It's called. I'm not going to say that actually. We just have a special segment, right? And it is called the
Cock Cast.
Cock Cast. Now, we have asked and emailed several viewers.
Yeah, and we've got the viewers, you at home,
to
to
send
send
you
us
all to go
pictures
of your
of your
cocks. Now we're going to rate them out of 10. So
and we're going to add them to the cock chart, which will be added in post, just up here. Our cock chart.
Oh my God! Look at that one.
Wow.
That's impressive. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
great
my
physique.
goodness.
Stands tall.
It does. It's kind of
It's very bold, isn't it?
it's very proud.
It's a very proud cock.
Looks a bit like my cock, actually.
Same here.
It's kind of.
It's black though. God, look at it.
Can we move on to the next cock?
Yeah, let's next cock.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's more lighter. However, I think I
It's
prefer
quite
the
a-
last cock.
It's quite an aged cock.
Quite. Yeah, I think
A
that
bit
cock must
wrinkly.
be quite an old man. It must.
Yeah.
So I think
That cock's
Simone's.
seen some things.
It has seen quite a lot of things.
Did you say it's called Simone? Is that one?
Simone? No, it's just a lot lighter. It's.
That's Simone.
That one's Simone. I'm gonna rate that one
That's a.
that's a 4 out of 10.
What did we rate the last one?
Last one was an 8. 8 out of 10.
10. Yeah, that's a 4 out. That's not a very nice.
Go on,
one.
let's next viewer. Let's have a look at the next cock.
Ooh.
Oh my God! Now, this is probably one of the greatest cocks I've ever seen.
It's my beautiful cock.
It is a beautiful cock.
Looks
I
like
think-
your cock.
Does it?
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw my cock?
It was actually just before the podcast.
Oh wow!
Do you remember? Yeah.
Yeah, all the noise it was making. Now, I think this one, its physique is incredible. Look how,
It is
look how
a very-
muscular that
it's a
cock
buff
is.
cock.
It is a
It's
very
a hench
buff
cock.
cock. It's a tall, wide, perfectly brilliant looking cock. If I don't say so myself,
Yeah.
especially the tip. Look at it. Look at the top.
It's nice. A nice
It's got
red
like
tip.
a red top. Yeah.
Red tip,
look at
yeah.
look at the big bulging eyes as well.
That's just what you want in a cock, really.
I think that's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, you know what? That is a 9 out of 10. That's a great cock. Let's put that at the top of
Let's
our
put
cock
that.
chart.
Let's put it at that. Now, what do we have now?
What's our next cock?
Oh, a small, wide, pretty impressive white cock.
Rectangular as well.
Quite a square one.
I
It's-
imagine that would be
It's
interesting.
incredible. Now,
Mm.
look at that bad boy.
It's magnificent. I like its legs. I do like it when a cock has legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. That's just a solid 5 out of 10. I think it's just. It's
I'm going with a 6.
Yeah, no, I'll join you on that.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a
Now,
fan
do
of
we
it.
have any more cocks that the viewers have sent us? Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
That might be the most
Do we
beautiful
really need to,
cock.
that's a 10.
That,
we need
no,
to
I
talk
don't
about
think we need
that?
to say anything else. That is a 10.
That's a 10.
Look at its physique. It looks happy.
God
I've
damn.
never seen a cock look happy, but now God.
Oh, I've
now,
seen a few.
That's a 10. Oh,
Ooh.
I'm not too fond of that one.
It
See-
looks a bit kind of. It looks overly heated.
I think
That's
maybe
the word I'd go
it's
for.
seen a lot that cock.
That is a crispy cock.
So I think I'm not too fond of crispy cocks.
Yeah, I like my cock soft.
So do I, especially when they're living. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like dead cocks.
No, neither.
No,
So-
that's gonna be a 2.
I agree. Now, out of all of them, which was your favourite cock?
Is that the last cock?
Yeah, that is the last cock, I believe. Is that the last cock? That's the
Yeah,
last
that's
cock.
the last cock.
No, I
Um,
think Mel Gibson's cock. The one that was that his name. Mel Gibson's cock. The one Chicken Run's
I
cock.
quite like Nick Avocado's cock.
I have not seen his cock.
Can we get that? Can we get that?
No, I think that
Yeah.
that was that was cock.
That was the cock cast.
Now, please, we'll do that every video, every
yeah, so
time.
if you've got any cocks of your own that you would like to
Please email us. Yeah, we'll
yeah.
leave the email in the description. Please email us all of
send it,
the
contact
best.
thecasualcrowd@gmail.com. A quick disclaimer for those that are listening to this on purely audio platforms. We have been talking about the animal, in case it wasn't obvious. We are still talking about the animal. Please don't send any explicit photos to the casual crowd. I'm sure it goes without saying. I just wanted to make that very clear. Well, I thought, next up, we're going to move on to a favourite segment. Because we mentioned it briefly, and these out of context quotes. Whenever someone takes something out of context, they put it on Twitter. They try to get you cancelled. You know what? It makes me absolutely fuming.
And yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Absolutely Fuming, our next segment on the podcast.
Would you like to explain, just in case there are any new listeners?
Yeah, so for what it is, Absolutely Fuming is something that I kind of introduced at some point. I know it was a while ago, but it's kind of become a thing because I was angry. I'm always angry. I'm like the Hulk, However, recently I've actually been feeling okay. I'm not angry about too many things. I will talk about something which is really, really vague and stupid, but for what you don't know, Absolutely Fuming is something in the last week or so that we, we just go, now that has made me mad and I'm actually annoyed about it. But I mean, look, there's nothing else. Oh, I've got something actually to begin. But yeah, that's fine. So, Phil, I'm going to ask you.
Oh, well, we started with me.
Yeah, what has made you absolutely fuming? I can go first if you'd like.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
best.
What has made me absolutely fuming? So recently, it's a bit of a hot topic. I think it's about coronavirus in general, and it's about vaccines.
Bloody real.
Yeah, it's about the vaccines, and I know there's a lot of opinions about vaccines, but personally, I think just get it. I mean, realistically, at the end of the day.
Can hear a few people booing from our live audience.
There's a special guest anyway, right? So, I think the thing that really annoyed me on the news recently is that Djokovic, I think his name is, a tennis player.
Oh yeah.
He
good mate of mine.
Yeah, I know very well. Yeah, he recently has been in the news because of this controversy that's happened, which is that on his I can't remember, it was like a form or something. It said he was medically exempt from getting the vaccine. Which he isn't, apparently, which I don't think he is. I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't get it. I think Australia, because it was the Australian Open for tennis, I think they were like, hold on a minute, why are you exempt? Oh, I just am. Well, that's not a good enough excuse, so go back to where you were before. Get back to where you came from kind of thing. It was kind of like we are going to deport you if you do not prove to us that you are medically exempt from the vaccine or get the vaccine. And, well, apparently, literally this Monday coming up is when the court is going to decide whether... he's going to go back to where he was, or he's decided that he's able to come and stay in Australia and do the Australian Open. But it's just a bit annoying because get the bloody vaccine. I mean, realistically, you go in, jab, out. Oh, it hurts for 15 minutes. That's fine.
Yeah.
People have different reactions, and I know. But from what I've only heard recently that people have only had aches and headaches. And I know it's annoying, and headaches are the worst. I'm
disappointed. I'm going to be honest with you. I was promised a third bollock. All right, I've had 3 vaccines. And it's still only a stump.
I mean, when I got my booster, I was promised supersonic strength. But look, nothing's changed there. I've always been supersonic strength.
That is true. That is very true. I guess kind of leading on from your topic into my absolute fuming. I hate people who use Facebook.
Oh,
just
God.
a lot of them. Now, I don't generalise people, but all Facebook users are idiots.
I think Facebook mums are really the...
Oh, just everything's worse on Facebook. Like you've got vegans, for example. I know a lot of vegans, perfectly lovely people, and then you've got Facebook vegans.
Yeah.
And just add Facebook onto the start of everything. Facebook vegan, Facebook mom.
Oh
yeah,
God, not Facebook mom. No.
It makes everything worse.
It does make absolutely everything 10 times worse. Like I know exactly what you mean. You go on a page. I have a tortoise, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we're a bit like we want to post some cool pictures of it. We got a picture of a meeting the other day.
Yeah.
And God, it is like fascism or democracy. It's one of the or communism. So you've got absolute fascists on this page, and you've got lovely people. You post something to the tortoise site on Facebook, and it's like they're eating a strawberry. Half of them, oh that's so cute. Just make sure he doesn't have too much. Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's adorable. Other half, what are you doing? You should be executed for giving your tortoise some strawberries. And I'm thinking, mate, like. Sorry, if they found that in the wild, they'd eat it, wouldn't they? I mean, he's eating it because he's enjoying it. I gave my tortoise a grape the other day, absolutely devoured it within 30 seconds, gone. And he's only small, he's only like 3 years old. But, if I was to put that on Facebook, I'd be absolutely ripped apart from the inside out by comments of people destroying me, just saying you are the worst person alive. And honestly, I couldn't care because he's enjoying it, and I don't give him too much, and he has a healthy diet.
I mean, if he's having fun, you know.
Well, yeah, exactly. Let him do his thing.
Let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he was headbutting the wall the other day. I'm joking, right? Yeah. So what is it about Facebook exactly that's made you absolutely fuming, Phil?
Just in general, to be honest, nothing's really triggered it.
Yeah.
Just kind of a slow, bubbling, sultry rage, as we were talking about earlier. It's been oozing out of me, and it's got to unbearable levels.
I agree.
I
So
thought we need to share that. What time are we on, actually?
yeah, do we have time?
You know, if you ask me, I think it's time to say goodbye.
But yeah,
We've
okay,
got-
well that's fine.
We've got one last segment,
We've got one last segment.
if that's all right with everyone.
Of course, do your last segment, say goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. So our final segment of the day, Reuben. It's been a long journey.
Yes.
It's been a very long journey.
It has been a long journey.
We filmed quite a few more episodes, but there are currently 9 public episodes up before this podcast.
There are.
Right.
This is number 10.
It is. This is the 10th
special.
episode. We are going to go through each of them, and we are going to rate them.
Wow. Okay.
We're going to do them in a tier list.
How are we
So-
rating them? In views or just general kind of? This podcast
just
was great.
generally, do we enjoy the podcast? Do we think it's a good
Yeah,
podcast?
I already know what I'm
We've
putting
got
at the bottom.
We've got.
Max.
Can we get Max on to actually review the segment?
No joke. Right.
We've got a C tier.
He's not here.
We've got
I don't know. I can't. Sorry, I can't see.
we've got a C tier, a B tier,
Max isn't here.
an A tier, and an S tier.
There he is. Yeah.
So
So
What do you need me to do?
none.
Nothing.
You're fine. We're
Go on.
joking. Sorry. Okay. So do you have?
So
the
I
list
think
of
we're going to
podcasts?
go in chronological order. I'm going to skip out a particular podcast because I think we're both going to agree it's the best, and I think you know which one I'm talking about. We won't mention it though, but I'll save that until last.
Descend.
We're going to start with
Yeah.
the first public episode. How big is Gandalf's staff?
Well, now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this was a me, you, and Harbier episode.
It was. Now the viewers.
A
If you-
classic one.
If you're watching this is your first one you're watching, Harbier is like he's an old special guest that we would love. He's a great guy. He was
Yeah.
kind of one of the original guests we had as you know on the podcast. So you should check out those originals because it's a great laugh. So Gandalf's staff, it was kind of a very very all over the place type podcast.
Yeah,
really.
I honestly, I look back on it very fondly. I think it's got some good bits. Obviously, we had the Millie Bobby Brown joke, the original version of that. We
And then we
had
the
toilet talk.
We had
Toilet talk.
in there.
We ask important questions like how big is Gandalf's staff?
I mean, it's pretty big.
I think for that, you know what? It's a tough one because it is an older one. It is an older one, and I feel
And
like
mistakes
we've
were made
improved
and
since.
mistakes have been we've learned from. So I think.
I don't think it's a C. I think it's a solid podcast. I think it's either a B or an A. So it's up to you.
I think personally, because it was the first one we did
Yeah.
as the casual crowd, and it was the first one where we'd learned, and it was, I think choose the fact we've made mistakes in that one from
Yeah.
how we do it, what we did, and we learned from
We
it.
haven't improved much.
No, but you know what I mean. I think it's an A because I think
It's an
it's
A,
just
I
it's
agree.
an original and it's a classic.
It's
So,
fantastic. Yeah.
What's the next? Millie Bob. We did definitely.
Next
do
one
that
was the next one was the Match Day with Max one we did.
Oh,
So we did
that
an
one
interview
is
with,
an F tier because it did so bad and it was so boring. I'm joking. No, but you know, yeah,
we want to do another one with Max.
we do.
Oi!
Yeah, there he is. Look at him. There we are.
But yeah, I think I enjoyed it. There's a lot to be had.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talk about Max's journey. It was our first guest episode.
He was, and it was
I
good
think for that reason, it holds a special place in our heart. But I think you can also tell it was our first guest episode.
because of we didn't really do anything.
I think, in particular, I'm going to criticise myself here. I personally don't think I handled it as well as I could have. I don't think I did enough research into Max. I don't think I asked him the right questions. And if we were to do that again,
You didn't.
He's here now. Look, we didn't even want him
Join us.
here.
Sorry, I'm going to
So-
stick because you're talking about my episode.
I think we put it in C tier.
So, I think just because it didn't do well.
Did I make it go in the C tier? or-
No,
No,
it's just because we didn't ask you the right things.
No, see, I really enjoyed it. It just didn't get it. But then
It didn't catch the spark that we were looking
And then,
for.
yeah,
as
shall I
the
tell you
casual-
what this guy did? This fella did. He says, he goes,
Here we
before
go.
the podcast, he goes, you let me on your podcast, I will promise you 100 listeners. He says that. And then after the podcast is released, he shares it on his Instagram story. You know what he does? He deletes it 5 minutes later.
It wasn't 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was about 5 hours
It
later,
was
Phil. Don't. Oh no, it was a good podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I think we should do it
We did
again.
it during. I think it was about this time last year.
It was during
I think it was.
lockdown,
I
yeah.
think
Quite
it
a
was
while
lockdown.
ago, yeah.
We did it obviously virtually.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we had a few technical issues, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we did
Especially because you used a bit of a odd recording software I'd never used
What,
before.
Audacity?
No, you used Discord, didn't you? We
No,
had
I
to
used Audacity.
and then we had to record our own audio, so mine wasn't great.
Yeah,
so I had to
Audacity.
record my
Audacity,
own
yeah.
audio.
You just have a free laptop, don't you? That's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
My PC didn't.
What's
didn't
the
live up to
next
standards.
episode that we do?
I'll leave your voice to it.
Yeah,
Thank
you. We did enjoy that. We'll get you back on.
You sure?
No. Right, now, what was the next? Was it the Millie Bobby Brown Send? Was that the one?
The Millie Bobby Brown Send.
This
It's
one.
S.
It is.
I think it's.
Apart from this one and the last two that
Yeah.
we've done, this is probably. The Millie Bobby Brown Send is probably the best podcast we've ever done.
I'm pretty sure it's the one podcast, maybe with the exception of this one. Well, like if I ever get a real job in the future,
I'd
I'm
want to
taking
show
it
you.
down. It's been,
Oh, really?
It's disappearing.
No, I don't think so. I think we've looked into your record and there seems to be 11 podcasts.
So if you guys can't find it, there's probably a good reason for that. But I really enjoyed it. It was just basically like 30 minutes of paedophile jokes.
It was, yeah, but
It was fantastic, and it was
they're
fantastic.
hilarious. They're great.
We love
They're
paedophiles.
brilliant.
I love
We all love a good paedophile joke.
Yeah.
But yes, that's.
Yeah.
I think that's my
was
favourite
great.
because I remember just laughing quite a lot.
Yeah, we started with toilet talk. It was a strong start. We talked about arse wipes.
Yeah, of course.
Then we went into Millie Bobby. We went. Not again.
Christ! Anyway, how did we get talking about Millie Bobby Brown?
I believe it was dream guests.
Right.
You own a Millie Bobby Brown calendar.
Oh yeah.
Should I
This
talk about
this
that?
young man over here thought it would be funny to buy me a Millie Bobby Brown calendar. Oh
You
God.
opened it in front of your family, didn't you?
I opened it in front of everybody, and my mum was like, "Who is that on the calendar?" I'm like, "It's just someone."
Just photos of Millie Bobby Brown and everything, but you got it on your wall now.
Absolutely, it's strung up, framed, and everything. No, I looked through the pictures just genuinely out of curiosity, thinking, "What the hell is in here?" There were some really weird ones in there. I'm not gonna lie. I just, yeah, leave it as that. I just
Yeah,
don't see.
but after that, if Millie Bobby Brown would ever like to come on the podcast,
Please do. We think you're great. Ignore that because it's going to be
Genuinely.
deleted.
he literally owns your merch. I don't know if it's official merch. I didn't check, but he's got pictures of you on his wall.
Yeah, dude. That's the one.
And I think we're gonna skip over the next one we did because
I can't remember.
that's a good sign because I think it's our best one.
Really?
But we're gonna go next to festivals, anime, and anal hygiene.
To be fair, that's a good one.
It is a class podcast. We
The
hadn't filmed.
anal hygiene is the very
months.
famous one that we got. That we got to be gentle with the way the anus feel. Come on.
No, that was from the Millie Bobby Brown one.
No way! Unbelievable.
Yeah.
God.
But the anal hygiene one, we hadn't filmed for months. It was kind of after our long
It was kind of a
break.
reunion thing, wasn't it? It was kind of like a welcome.
It was. We came back. We talked about Staff's Fest. Something
God.
everyone here really enjoyed, right?
Yeah,
Right.
guys.
We talked about in depth about Portaloos.
Portaloos aren't great.
Oh God, I hate Portaloos.
Yeah.
And that was about it really. We went into anal prints, kind of the toilets
Yeah.
that have like the AI
you could
toilets.
like they scan your bum and your poo, and then they just kind of go, "Yeah, your hygiene's great, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
You are fat. Lose weight. Okay, sorry. That's kind of the toilet.
Yeah, it was great, and we had a discussion about anime as well. But we,
Yeah, because I'm a bit.
we need to cut off, so we're not going to get.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good podcast. I reckon it was a really good podcast, but I don't think it stands out like our best moments. I don't know if we could pull any best moments from it.
No, I agree.
So for that reason, I think a B.
Yeah. I think it's because it was special for us because it was kind of a comeback episode.
Yeah.
It got quite a few decent views, which is great.
Mm.
And we talked about some funny stuff. We got some topics out of the way. But it was a good podcast. So yeah, I'd say a B.
I enjoyed it.
Now the one after that one, it wasn't too long ago. It was.
Yeah, the one after that was our Christmas special.
Wow. That was very.
That was a class one.
That was great.
I was actually ill at the time.
Well, yeah, so you had
Ironically, though,
COVID
I
at the
think
time.
the most bearable one to watch. Like I watch some of the podcasts back and I just cannot bear to listen to myself.
That's kind of me all the time.
Whereas like with that one, I feel like I was quite mature, which I'm not very often. I was quite contained.
No.
I wasn't just constantly making wank jokes the whole time.
Not like this one. But yeah, I agree. I think it was quite cool because we talked about, special things we've done, special things over Christmas, what Christmas is about, and how we all were.
Yeah.
I mean, you were ill with COVID, but thankfully you were okay.
I've still got it now, actually.
Oh god. And the fact that you had to spend time away from your family, oh how tragic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was quite funny, but yeah.
It was a good podcast. I think it was a good return to form. I put it as an A because we've been consistent since. This is our 4th episode in a row.
Yeah, we were quite consistent, and I mean, even then we moved straight on to the next podcast, which was definitely the Yubo one. Wasn't it?
It was the Yubo one.
It was the reading creepy Yubo DMs with Darcy and
Darcy
Mike.
was an excellent guest. Way better than Match Day with Max.
Yeah, I agree. Boo. Right. That, hands down, was probably my least favourite. Only because of how disturbing it was.
How many awful quotes there are.
Yeah,
from
that's
it.
it. I mean, personally, I think it's quite a funny one.
Yeah,
it's good,
I think
it's a good laugh, but I don't think it's anything more than that, personally. I think it was nice to talk to Darcy, nice to get a guest on, nice to do another podcast, but I just think it's like... God, there are some weird people on Yubo, and I think that's just...
I think Darcy's segment really carried it with the kind of the Yubo bit. She brought that on the day, and it was fantastic. I think without that, it would have been a lot lower. Just as I personally anyway felt quite unprepared for that.
Yeah.
I was once again still ill with COVID at the time. But I think because of that, it does bring it up. And if it was just Yubo the entire time, I reckon we'd be looking at A or S tier.
Really?
Because of the other slightly weaker segments, which is on us, not the guest. Sorry, not you.
That's alright. No, I agree.
I think it's a B.
I think it's. I can go with that.
Yeah.
So I think so far.
And then next up
is this one.
No. Actually, next up we've got the one with Harry that released last weekend.
It was released, was it?
Our meth cook.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, tomorrow, the day after we're filming this.
Yeah. Yes.
Which was a fantastic. Unfortunately, the only issue with it is we had audio issues. The Audacity file didn't work, so I've had to pull it from Discord, which means the audio is slightly lower. That being said, I still think it's a fantastic podcast.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of our most interesting.
I
Obviously,
agree.
Harry speaks about costume design, 3D printing.
His talents, really.
If you want to get into film, it's one of our more informative episodes. Like, we're not just talking rubbish like we normally do.
If you want to get into presenting and journalism, I'd say you want to watch the one with Max.
Oh, God,
if you want to get into stuff about production design, printing, art, film in general, I think you watch the Harry one. The one with... It's just called the one with Harry.
It's called the Spoon Rant.
Spoon Rant?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Spoon
we
Rant.
talked about spoons?
We did, spooning spaghetti.
God, that is wrong in every way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and if you're more interested in that, you can go and listen to that last podcast.
Yeah, but...
It was a great podcast. And we also had one of my favourite moments from the podcast of all time, Snake Up the Bum. And we're not going to elaborate. We're going to move swiftly on to... We're not going to rate this episode, I don't think. Because I think it's hard to tell until we've seen it out there. We're going to go back to our 4th and our 5th episode. We're going to start with the 4th.
Oh no. Okay, why have we
It's the
skipped
Michael Chang interview, part 1.
Oh my god, of course. And then number 5 is Michael Chang interview part 2.
Part 1. What's your opinion?
Part 1 was incredible. That was the podcast with the introduction of a trailer.
It was.
Wasn't it?
It was,
you made a trailer, and I'm sorry if I was just a viewer and I thought, holy shit, I don't want to watch a podcast, and I clicked it and oh damn. Then you got the commentary or the trailer, the music, the visuals. I'm thinking, oh my god, this is interesting. I'm now really interested. And then I actually listened to the whole thing on YouTube. It was great. And then on Spotify, sorry. I watched half of it on YouTube because I wanted to see what the visuals were like. And then I think it was those two are like hands down. That podcast for me is an S.
Oh god.
Purely because
actually, I've got a different opinion, but I'll let you finish.
He's a great guy. He's funny. He's great. I'm kind of jealous of his position right now. He lives in a very nice apartment in Kent.
Lovely house as well.
Yeah, of course. And he's just great. He's funny. He's great. He's a photographer. That's cool. Takes pictures of cars.
Exactly, yeah. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. It was a fantastic episode. We learned a lot about him, how he got into that. There's a lot of great tips. If you want to get into photography or the arts in general, I highly recommend listening to that podcast. Or if you... Really, anyone listen to it. He speaks in great length about cars. Now... There's a reason I'm going to put part 1 in A instead of S, just personally.
Yeah, okay.
For the sole reason that I don't know a huge amount about cars.
Yeah, that's fine.
Obviously, I did a lot of research into Michael before we got onto the podcast, which carried me through most of it. But there were certain points where we were kind of talking about cars, it was very much just a nod and smile podcast for me.
I understand.
For that reason, I'm personally putting it in A, as I feel like while it's our best pure podcast, it's also one of our most niche. However, for the same reason, part 2 is an S, because it's the same thing, but it's more in my comfort zone.
But yeah, I agree.
We've got Michael.
I mean, I
on
can't
again.
remember, what did we talk about in part 2? Was that Grinder?
Michael, fantastic. He opened up about his coming out story. There's
Okay.
There's some really important bits in there as well. He also introduced us to Grinder. We had a really funny chat about that. We went rom-coms. The best toilet talk. The best toilet talk segment.
That was a good one.
Shitting himself in an elevator.
He did.
He did. You can't beat that.
It's great. Imagine doing that.
Imagine.
Don't have to if you watch the podcast today. But yeah.
It was fantastic. And then you told some Borneo stories to finish off. I remember walking away from that podcast and just feeling like we'd really nailed it. I was
think
really proud.
I walked away from it and went to bed because it was so late. We
it
it's
was.
because
We
they
started filming like 10.
Harbour and Michael, they both live in Canada.
They're Canadian, yeah, Toronto. But yeah, they say Toronto.
Somewhere in Canada, I don't know where,
Yeah.
but it's 6 hours, maybe even more than that.
Behind,
Part-
yeah, and they
behind.
couldn't film until the evening.
And they couldn't
for
film
them.
to the evening, so when it's the evening, it's now like 5 hours more into the evening over here.
We started at 10, I think.
We
and
started at
finished filming
10
at 1.
p.m. and we finished about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
It was
And I remember
really
just walking
late.
away, hearing snoring from the opposite side of the stairs, and just going, Jesus, it is late. And then just
Mum, you
walk.
in my bed again?
I went to bed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it was
I've
a
really
great
enjoyed
experience.
that. S tier, I reckon. So it's joining the Millie Bobby Brown send in S tier. And I think now that we've rated our podcast,
I think that wraps it up for this episode.
yeah,
Cool.
I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to give another round of applause to all of our guests.
Thank you, everybody,
You've been
so much.
fantastic.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. If you could drop it a rating wherever you're watching this, and just share it with one person, it would of course be hugely appreciated. We've got a lot more exciting things to come. Thank you very, very much for listening, and from all of us here at the Casual Crowd, goodbye.
See you later, guys. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ.